My garlic is doing well. It's coming up lovely. There's only one garlic clove that didn't sprout, but the rest have come up. Thank you again to Annie. Lots of poppy seeds. Don't the cabbages look lovely with the droplets on? It was quite misty this morning. Very, can you imagine that as a frost? It'd be lovely. Let's have a little look at the seeds. Oh, still hanging on. Well done, seeds. Considering they're not getting any water in there. Yeah, doing okay. We certainly need the cold snap that hopefully is coming next week, because all the bulbs are pushing through. They're obviously not sensing it's winter and thinking it's early spring because of the mild weather we've been having. So a cold snap will hold them back. I mean, fortunately the flowers haven't come up. It's just leaves at the moment, but the flower buds are not far behind in that little shoot. So yeah, we need this cold snap to slow everything down a little bit. 2 weeks of cold would probably suffice, but I'm going to leave the birds to feed now. They're starting to come in to feed. I've had a lot of long-tailed tits in the garden lately, so that's been lovely, and the number of blue tits that are visiting. Yeah, I'm getting up to about 10 blue tits at the moment as well, so it's lovely doing my bird count at the moment. Right, let's see what else is in the garden. Hello everyone, Tracy from the Wildlife Garden. I'm going to give you a little update on the December garden. It's looking really tatty now. I think what I love about it is it looks awful. The grass is churning up because I'm walking up and down it. The birds are pecking where the food has dropped from the feeder, so it's just bare soil. Some of the plants look awful, but I'm leaving them, as everyone is being advised to do now. And I know some gardeners still like to be tidy, but we are in such a terrible state at the moment regarding our biodiversity in this country. I can't believe we're one of the worst countries for nature in the world. I mean, it's ridiculous. So every little creature needs our help. So I don't touch the garden now until probably the end of April. We are expecting some frosts next week, I believe, so that will really help to sort of kill off some of the plants that are still, some of them are looking quite lush and some are still looking limp but ready to be finished off by the frosts. But anyway, as well as showing you the garden, I'm going to collect some stuff for my wreath, my Christmas wreath. Hopefully it'll be a better production of a wreath this year than last year. Last year was the first time I did it. I've lost my wire, which doesn't help, so I'm going to hunt the shed for wire and then hopefully build a wreath with you. Well, I'm filming this morning on the first day of the winter solstice, so at least we'll start getting more total daylight after today. It's a slow process, but we'll get there. Evenings will start getting lighter, although the mornings don't change much. In fact, they start getting darker, still continue to get darker. It'll be early January before the sunrise gets sunrise times get earlier, but the nights will start drawing out, as my mum used to say, but the mornings will still be dark, and yeah, it takes till about the middle of January before the sunrise begins to change, but it's only about 12 weeks to spring, so till the March equinox. So yeah, a lot to look forward to. Lots of changes in the garden. We're getting quite cold weather from just after Christmas. Christmas Day is looking cold, but not frosty. But by New Year, yeah, it looks like it's going to get quite cold and be cold for a little while, which is much needed. I'm going to show you some of the plants that are still thriving and plants that are flowering. So let's have a little look at some of those at the moment. Some of them should be in flower, like the Japanese, the winter flowering jasmine. In China it's got a name, I forget the name of it, but it's supposed to mean bringing forth the spring, but in the UK it does flower sort of from November onwards, so let's take a look at the flowers that are out. Well, this is the jasmine. It's going over now. It's been in flower for a couple of weeks, but beautiful plant, brambles everywhere. It needs a good cutback in spring. I'll give it a good hard cutback, and it'll flower again next year. So flowers on new wood. But it's the primroses. There's primroses everywhere in flower. They're really confused by it all, but I think they can sort of come up. I'd have to look it up. I'm not 100% sure, but foxgloves are coming up great. I have lots of foxgloves next year. The hellebores, I haven't cut back the leaves. I've done this in the past, left the leaves, because I have lost the flowers due to cold weather, and I think the leaves give them some protection. Once they're up, I can cut some of them back so you can see the flowers. I'm not worried about the buds, but yeah, look at the primulas everywhere. Primulas just about everywhere. Go round. I've got wallflowers budding up, primulas everywhere. That one's in a cage because we've been having problems with rats. Now we're having problems with cats. I think the cats have been attracted by the rats. We're getting up to 4 cats in the garden, which I've never, had to worry about cats in our garden. But yeah, so I found one hiding in the undergrowth the other day to leap on the bird. So it looks like my feeding on the birds is going to have to alter. Come summer, when my garden is really lush, there'll be so many hiding places for cats. It's going to cause problems for the birds, so I might have to curtail some of the kind of feeding I do. But yeah, look at that primrose. Isn't that gorgeous? I hope they still come up in spring too. The hellebore, known as the Christmas rose, is beginning to flower. But that is called the Christmas rose because it does come up at Christmas. The amount of honesty seedlings, that's honesty there, that's honesty, and more honesty there. I'm going to have a good display of honesty flowers. There's, I can see foxglove, wallflower, but the state of the ground here, because there's a feeder, well, I've moved it now. This is wood pigeon damage. My soil being a clay soil, the wood pigeons peck at the seeds that drop, and well, it just turns to mud. And me walking up and down on it, I think that you've seen this in previous videos. Yeah, everything turns to mud, but it recovers. So, and I have to be careful because where I step, and I prefer to be in the path. At least I know there's no crocuses in the path there. Everything looking very sad now. Clematises are all brown. Look at the Japanese anemone, it's just black. 1 or 2 berries left on the pyrocanthus. All the top berries have gone. Blackbirds have been eating those. Garden looks so different, doesn't it? You can't believe the transformation that goes on in a garden, really. This will soon be all lush and beautiful again. The honesty is still standing, but looks so different. And as I say, I can't believe how it looks now and what it'll look like in, well, even I start clearing up in April. Just after the clear up in April, it can look so different. A beautiful clematis, freckles, is just starting to go over now. You can see some of the seed heads just beginning to develop. Those are the sort of the straight little ones there. Still some open, but most of them have finished now. But it's made a beautiful display in the garden, a lovely winter display. And now I've learnt all about it. I won't panic so much in the spring when it starts dropping some of its leaves. But it's a gorgeous plant, and I hope it continues to thrive there. Robins are chatting to each other behind me. It's a time for planning, isn't it, now in the garden? You sort of start thinking about what you want to do next year. Sorry. I originally set these videos up as a recording of my garden, because I know one day, knowing what the surrounding gardens are like, that when I'm a goner, this garden will be trashed and will just be concrete and a bit of grass. Pond will be filled in. I don't know what will happen to the frogs, but yeah, hopefully that's a few years away for me. But yeah, but thank you if you do subscribe and watch. I can't thank you enough. Right, over to my wreath making skills. Bye for now. Okay, I've gathered up some more material for the wreath. I've got some trailing ivy. I only picked 3 lots of ivy with berries on. I didn't want to take too many berries. You never know if we're going to have a harsh winter or not, so the birds will need them more than I do for a wreath. So I just picked 3. I've also got a little bit of holly, some honesty seed heads, some of the seed head from the hydrangea, and these are from the Veronica. They're really nice seed heads too. And obviously I've got the dogwood, so I'm going to cut them into little bunches, and then I'll show you how I attach them to the wreath. Okay. So this is the wreath I'm using this year. In the past I've used just the metal frame one, but I haven't got any moss, and this one I think will hold the plants better. I can actually stick plants into it, and it'll just give it a bit more body, I think. So I got this from a charity shop after Christmas, so they're worth looking out for because they do appear in the charity shop. So that's going to be the basis for my wreath. So I'm beginning to put the first layer on, which is the ivy. I cannot find my wire anywhere, so I'm actually using fishing line, which isn't great, but it's pulling tight, it's holding it firm. So the roof's beginning to slowly cover with ivy. I'll show you the next stage after the ivy has been put on. Okay, I've added the ivy. I'm going to begin with the dogwood next, but I've also put the first sort of ivy berries on, and some of the Veronica. So it's slowly forming. It's a very small wreath, but yeah, I think it's doing a little bit better than last year. So next stage is the dogwood. I'm going to start adding some dogwood. Next, I've been making sort of tiny bouquets, really, from the things I've foraged, and make them into a little bouquet, and then just attaching them to the wreath, which is just beginning to fill out nicely now. So I'll attach that one and a couple more, and show you how it's developing. Well, after quite a fight and a struggle, that's my 2025 attempt at a Christmas wreath. I've never been an artistic-y type, but you know, it's all bits from the garden, and I'm sure my family will enjoy it. The bird's a bit squiff, I think. Yeah, well, I wouldn't pay top dollar for it, but you know, perhaps if I do one every year I'll get better and better at it. Doesn't help that I haven't got the proper wire for it. Trying to do it with fishing line has been a bit of a nightmare, but yeah, I'm not sure about these. They're a bit overpowering, aren't they? But there you go. It looks terrible. Oh dear. How do you have an artistic talent? Go straight. There we go. Well, that's it for 2025, my attempt at a wreath. It just leaves me to say I hope you all have a fabulous Christmas and a very good New Year. And it's only about 70 days till spring or something, isn't it? So, yeah. Yeah, take care everyone. Merry Christmas. Bye.